Welcome to Movie Time, where we dive into TV series recaps and movie spoilers. Let's get started. In this episode takes Joe and Link on an emotional ride. Stay with me till the end, because what happens in the final scene changes everything. The episode opens with Joe and Link sharing a quiet moment, deep in conversation about something unexpectedly personal, baptism. Much to Link's surprise, Joe had talked to his mom about baptizing their twins. Before the couple could unpack the topic or finally head home for the night, Joe was called back to check on a new patient who was anything but easy. The expectant mother refused medical advice, insisting on an unmedicated vaginal birth despite her baby being breech. Her determination mirrored Joe's own stubborn streak, setting up a powerful emotional parallel. Meanwhile, Link couldn't quite grasp Joe's sudden openness toward baptism. He pressed her for answers, and Joe explained that while she isn't religious, she still believes in God, in something greater, and wants their kids to have a sense of community and faith. When Link asked her to define God, Joe smiled and said, "God's like porn, you know it when you see it." Her humor didn't make it easier for him, though. Link admitted he couldn't reconcile the idea of a loving God with the suffering he saw as a child battling cancer. Church groups had told him God was watching over them, but he couldn't understand how, not when children were dying. Looking around at the world today, Link asked bitterly, "Where is God?" Later, Joe had a breakthrough with her patient, who revealed that she'd lost her husband just 3 months earlier, grief that explained her resistance to medical help. The encounter reminded Joe of the power of faith and compassion. When she rejoined Link, Joe told him that after the explosion, she prayed for him, not because she expected miracles, but because it gave her comfort. Exhausted, the couple agreed to put off the baptism debate for now. But as they finally walked out of the hospital, Joe stopped suddenly, her voice trembling. "I think my water just broke." The shock hit hard. Joe was only 30 weeks pregnant. In an instant, the conversation about faith became something far more urgent, a test of hope, love, and trust in the unknown. On the other hand, Quan proves that instinct can sometimes save lives. When one of his patients, Mercedes Hernandez, failed to show up for her appointment, he insisted on checking in personally, dragging a reluctant Jules along for the ride. Their unplanned visit turned out to be the right call. Mercedes was battling a severe diabetic infection in her foot and refused to go to the hospital. Determined to help, Quan tried cleaning the wound at home, but things quickly went south. The infection was too advanced, and her toe literally fell off. Despite their efforts, Mercedes still wouldn't go to Gray Sloan. Her fear wasn't medical, it was immigration. She'd heard ICE was near the hospital and was terrified of being detained. Refusing to give up, Quan called in backup, none other than Bailey, who arrived in an ambulance loaded with supplies. Working together, they managed to save Mercedes' life. Afterward, Bailey made it clear she wasn't exactly thrilled. She told Quan and Jules their actions were reckless and risked the clinic's reputation, but she also admitted they went above and beyond the standard of care. Her final warning was firm: "Go rogue again without telling me first, and you're fired." The next morning brought a softer moment. Jules ran into Ndugu at the hospital, who was nervously rehearsing for a speech. Public speaking clearly wasn't his strength. His childhood trauma from hyperventilating during the Pledge of Allegiance said it all. Jules offered him the toy dinosaur Mercedes' son had given her, a small gesture that calmed his nerves and hinted at something deeper between them. And as Grey's Anatomy fans know, when looks linger that long, it's only a matter of time. Thanks for watching Movie Time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a recap. See you next time for more.